It's that familiar time of day, somewhere between 2 and 4 in the afternoon. Lunch is a pleasant memory, and the evening still feels a long way off. You're settled in your favorite chair, perhaps intending to read or work on a small project, but a familiar and unwelcome feeling begins to wash over you. It's not just a simple feeling of tiredness. It's a profound sense of heaviness, a lack of energy that seems to start deep in your chest. You try to take a satisfying breath, but it feels shallow, as if you can't quite fill your lungs all the way. A simple walk to the kitchen can leave you feeling a little winded, and you find yourself sighing or yawning frequently, not out of boredom, but in a subconscious attempt to draw more air, more life, into your body. This afternoon energy slump, accompanied by a feeling of constricted or unsatisfying breathing, has become such a regular occurrence that you may have simply accepted it as a non-negotiable part of your daily rhythm. For many seniors, this experience is a quiet, daily signal that one of the most fundamental systems in the body, our respiratory system, is not functioning at its peak. We often associate shortness of breath with strenuous exercise or a serious medical condition, but the reality is that for many of us, our day-to-day breathing patterns have become weak and inefficient over time. We have forgotten how to breathe with our full capacity. This decline in respiratory function can be a primary driver of that afternoon fatigue. When you are not taking in enough oxygen with each breath, every cell in your body, from your brain to your muscles, is essentially running on a low battery. But what if you could change this pattern? What if you could actively and intentionally retrain your body to breathe more deeply, more efficiently, and more powerfully? What if there was a simple, gentle routine you could perform every single afternoon? A sequence of breathing exercises and light movements that could dramatically boost your lung strength, improve your oxygen flow, and wipe away that familiar afternoon fatigue, replacing it with a sense of clear-headed vitality. This is not about a strenuous workout that will leave you exhausted. It is about a gentle, targeted practice that works with your body's natural design to reopen and re-energize your respiratory system. Today, we are going to embark on a complete journey to rediscover the power of your own breath. We will explore the fascinating mechanics of your lungs and the crucial role of your diaphragm, the forgotten hero of respiration. We will guide you, step by step, through a simple yet profound afternoon routine designed to strengthen your breathing muscles, open your chest, and saturate your body with life-giving oxygen. We will also uncover the common, often hidden, afternoon habits and dietary choices that can trigger fatigue and compromise your breathing. This is about more than just feeling less tired. It is about improving your overall health, enhancing your mental clarity, and cultivating a profound sense of well-being that starts with the very air you breathe. The power to transform your afternoons from a time of sluggishness to a time of renewed energy is not in a coffee cup or a sugar-laden snack. It is within your own chest, waiting to be unlocked with your very next conscious breath. Before we learn the specific techniques, it is crucial that we understand the incredible machine we are working with, our respiratory system. Think of your lungs not as two empty balloons, but as two magnificent, intricate, tree-like structures. The trunk of the tree is your windpipe, or trachea, which branches out into smaller and smaller airways, all the way down to the tiny, leaf-like air sacs called alveoli. You have hundreds of millions of these alveoli, and it is here that the magic happens. The walls of these tiny sacs are where the vital exchange of gases takes place, where oxygen from the air you inhale passes into your bloodstream, and where carbon dioxide, the waste product from your body cells, passes out of your bloodstream to be exhaled. The entire process is powered by a large, powerful, dome-shaped muscle that sits at the base of your lungs, separating your chest cavity from your abdominal cavity. This is your diaphragm. When you take a deep, proper breath, your diaphragm is supposed to contract and move downward. This downward movement creates a vacuum in your chest, which pulls air deep into the lower, most blood-rich parts of your lungs. This is where the gas exchange is most efficient. When you exhale, your diaphragm relaxes and moves upward, helping to gently push the carbon dioxide-rich air out. Here is the problem that develops for so many of us over a lifetime. We forget how to use our diaphragm. Due to a combination of factors including poor posture, sedentary lifestyles, and chronic stress, we often fall into a pattern of shallow chest breathing. Instead of using the powerful diaphragm, we start to rely on the smaller, secondary muscles in our neck, shoulders, and upper chest to lift our ribcage up and out. This type of breathing is incredibly inefficient. It only pulls air into the very top portion of the lungs, which has a much poorer blood supply. This means that with every shallow breath, you are getting a fraction of the oxygen you could be getting. You are also not fully exhaling, which means you are not efficiently clearing the carbon dioxide, leading to a buildup of stale air in the bottom of your lungs. This inefficient breathing pattern is a direct recipe for fatigue, brain fog, and a feeling of breathlessness. Our afternoon routine is therefore designed with two primary goals in mind. First, we must reawaken and strengthen the diaphragm, retraining it to become our primary breathing muscle once again. Second, we must gently mobilize and open up the chest, the rib cage, and the spine, creating the physical space necessary for our lungs to fully expand. This two-pronged approach will systematically improve your lung capacity and your oxygen saturation, providing your body with the fuel it needs to power through the rest of your day with ease. Let's begin our guided afternoon practice. Find a comfortable, quiet place where you can sit for about 10 to 15 minutes. A sturdy, upright chair is ideal. One that allows you to place your feet flat on the floor with your knees at a 9 to a 90-degree angle. Sit towards the front of the chair, so you are not slumping back. The first step is to establish a posture that is conducive to deep breathing. Lengthen your spine, imagining a string is gently pulling the crown of your head up towards the ceiling. Relax your shoulders down and away from your ears. This upright, yet relaxed, posture immediately creates more room in your chest for your lungs to move. Before we begin the active exercises, let's simply take a moment to become aware of your breath as it is right now. Gently close your eyes if you feel comfortable. Place one hand on your upper chest and the other on your belly. For the next minute, just observe. Don't try to change anything. Simply notice the natural rhythm of your breath. Notice the movement under your hands. Is your chest hand rising and falling more? Or is your belly hand? Is your breath fast or slow? Deep or shallow? This initial period of observation is not about judgment. It is about establishing a baseline, about getting to know your own unique breathing pattern before we begin to consciously shift it. Now let's begin the foundational exercise of our entire routine: diaphragmatic breathing, or belly breathing. This is the cornerstone of retraining your respiratory system. Remain in your seated position, with one hand on your chest and one on your belly. Let's start by exhaling fully. Gently blow all the air out through your mouth, as if you are blowing through a straw. Feel your belly gently draw inward as you empty your lungs. Now close your mouth and begin to inhale slowly and deeply through your nose for a count of 4. As you inhale, I want you to actively send the breath down into your belly. Imagine you are inflating a balloon right behind your navel. Your belly should expand outward, pushing your hand away from your spine. The hand on your chest, meanwhile, should remain as still as possible. This is the sign that you are successfully using your diaphragm. Now, let's focus on the exhale. The exhale is just as important as the inhale for strengthening your lungs. I want you to purse your lips slightly, as if you are about to whistle, and exhale slowly and steadily through your mouth for a count of 6. This is called pursed lip breathing. As you exhale, you should feel your abdominal muscles gently contracting, pulling your belly inward and helping to push the air out. This gentle resistance created by your pursed lips does two wonderful things. First, it keeps your airways open longer, which allows you to exhale more fully and clear out that stale, trapped air. Second, it gently works and strengthens your diaphragm and your abdominal muscles. Let's practice this cycle together for 2 to 3 minutes. Inhale slowly and deeply through your nose, filling the belly, for a count of 4. And exhale slowly and steadily through your pursed lips for a count of 6. As you continue, really focus on the sensation of your belly rising on the inhale and falling on the exhale. At first, this might feel unnatural or even difficult if you have been a chest breather for a long time. Be patient with yourself. This is a process of re-establishing a deep, neurological connection with your primary breathing muscle. This single exercise, practiced daily, is the most powerful thing you can do to increase your lung capacity and improve your oxygenation. Now that we have awakened the diaphragm, our next step is to create more physical space for it to move. We will do this with some gentle, seated movements designed to open the chest and mobilize the ribcage. Let's begin with a seated cat-cow. Place your hands on your knees. As you inhale, I want you to gently arch your back, lift your chest, and look slightly upward toward the ceiling. Think of shining your heart forward. This is the cow position. It creates a beautiful stretch across the front of your chest and allows your lungs to expand forward. As you exhale, I want you to reverse the movement. Gently round your spine, tuck your chin towards your chest, and pull your navel in towards your back. This is the cat position. It creates a wonderful stretch across your upper back and between your shoulder blades, and it helps you to fully empty your lungs. Let's flow between these two positions for about a minute, linking our breath to the movement. Inhale into the heart-opening cow pose, and exhale into the spine-rounding cat pose. This gentle spinal flexion and extension helps to release tension in the muscles of your back and chest, muscles that can become tight and restrictive from prolonged sitting. Next, we will do a seated side bend to open up the sides of our rib cage. Sit tall, and on your next inhale, reach your right arm straight up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, gently bend your torso to the left, reaching your right arm up and over. You should feel a wonderful stretch all along the right side of your body, from your hip all the way up to your fingertips. This is stretching the intercostal muscles, the small muscles that run between your ribs. When these muscles are tight, they can restrict the ability of your rib cage to expand. Hold the stretch for 2 to 3 deep breaths, and with each exhale, see if you can soften into it just a little bit more. On an inhale, return to the center, and on your exhale, lower your arm. Now let's repeat on the other side. Inhale your left arm up, and exhale into a gentle side bend to the right. Breathe into the left side of your rib cage. This movement is not about how far you can bend. It is about creating space. Our final movement is a seated chest opener. Sit tall at the edge of your chair. Clasp your hands together behind your back. If this is not accessible, you can simply hold onto the sides of the chair behind you. Now, gently squeeze your shoulder blades together and lift your chest. You will feel a broad, opening stretch across the front of your chest and your shoulders. This directly counteracts the slumped, forward posture that many of us adopt when we are sitting, a posture that physically compresses our lungs and restricts our breathing. Hold this open-hearted posture for 30 seconds. And remember to keep breathing deeply into your belly. Release gently. Now we will put it all together with our final breathing exercise, which is designed to integrate the work we have just done. It is called the 3-part breath. We are going to consciously fill our lungs from the bottom to the top. Sit tall. As you begin a slow, deep inhale through your nose, first fill your belly. Feel it expand. Then continue the same inhale and allow your rib cage to expand to the sides. Finally, continue inhaling and feel your upper chest rise slightly, right up to your collarbones. You have now taken a completely full breath, using your entire lung capacity. Now exhale slowly and completely, releasing the air from the top down. First the chest softens, then the ribs contract, and finally, the belly draws in. Let's practice this for 2 minutes. Inhale belly ribs chest. Exhale chest ribs belly. This exercise is a powerful way to re-educate your body on what a truly deep and complete breath feels like. It is incredibly energizing and can instantly clear away mental fog. This completes our 10 to 15-minute afternoon routine. Let's review the sequence. We begin with a moment of awareness, followed by 2 to 3 minutes of focused diaphragmatic or belly breathing with pursed lips on the exhale. We then move into our gentle movements. 1 minute of seated cat-cow, a seated side bend on each side, and a 30-second seated chest opener. We conclude our practice with 2 minutes of the integrating 3-part breath. Take a moment now to close your eyes again. Place your hands back on your chest and belly. And just notice, how does your breath feel now compared to when you started? It will likely feel deeper, slower, and more centered in your belly. How does your body feel? You may feel a sense of warmth, a gentle tingling, and a feeling of lightness and openness in your chest. How does your mind feel? You may feel calmer, clearer, and more alert. This is the immediate, powerful feedback from your body, telling you that you have successfully shifted your physiology into a more energized and balanced state. Now that you have this powerful tool in your arsenal, it is equally important to be aware of the common afternoon habits that can work against you, sabotaging your energy levels and your breathing. The first and most significant trigger for afternoon fatigue is your lunch. A lunch that is very heavy, high in fat, or loaded with refined carbohydrates and sugar will require a huge amount of energy for your body to digest. Your body will literally divert blood flow away from your brain and muscles and towards your digestive system, leaving you feeling sluggish and sleepy. A large meal can also physically press up against your diaphragm, making it more difficult to take a deep breath. The solution is to opt for a lighter, more balanced lunch. Focus on lean proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of fiber-rich vegetables. A large salad with grilled chicken or a bowl of lentil soup are excellent choices that will provide you with sustained energy without weighing you down. The second culprit is dehydration. By the afternoon, many of us are in a state of mild dehydration, which can manifest as fatigue, headache, and brain fog. When you are dehydrated, your blood volume decreases, which means your heart has to work harder to pump oxygen to your cells. Make sure you are sipping water consistently throughout the day. A lovely afternoon alternative to plain water is a cup of herbal tea. Peppermint tea is a particularly wonderful choice. It is naturally caffeine-free, and the menthol in peppermint acts as a mild bronchodilator, meaning it can help to relax the muscles of your airways, making it feel even easier to breathe. Finally, we must acknowledge the impact of prolonged sitting. Sitting for hours on end, especially in a slouch posture, is a recipe for poor breathing and low energy. It physically compresses your lungs, weakens your diaphragm, and restricts blood flow. The solution is simple: move more frequently. Set a timer to remind yourself to get up and out of your chair for just a couple of minutes every hour. You can walk around the room, do a few of those gentle chest opening stretches we practiced, or even just stand up and sit down a few times. These small movement snacks can make a world of difference in preventing the physical and mental stagnation that so often defines our afternoons. We have now explored a complete, holistic strategy for transforming your afternoons. It is a plan that is built on the foundational practice of retraining your breath, of reawakening the powerful, energizing potential of your own respiratory system. We have learned a simple yet profound 10-minute routine that, when practiced daily, can systematically strengthen your lungs and improve your oxygen flow. And we have armed you with the knowledge to make intelligent choices about your food, your hydration, and your movement, choices that will support, rather than sabotage, your afternoon energy. This is not about adding another complicated task to your day. It is about carving out a small, sacred window of time for yourself, a time for conscious re-energizing. It is an act of profound self-care. Imagine a future where the afternoon is not a time you dread, but a time you can look forward to. A time where you have the clarity and the vitality to engage in the activities you love, to connect with the people you care about, and to truly enjoy the second half of your day. This future is not out of reach. It is not dependent on an external fix. The power to breathe easier, to feel more alive, and to conquer afternoon fatigue resides within you. It is as close, as constant, and as powerful as your very own breath. Begin this simple practice today, and feel the difference for yourself.